Good morning, this is Send 7 World News in 7 minutes. I'm Ben Mallett. Today is Tuesday, the 28th of July, 2026. Starting in Asia. Iran has launched drone attacks against nearby allies of the United States after the US suspended its airstrikes against Iran at the weekend. Saudi Arabia, Jordan, and Iraq reported drone attacks yesterday. Most of these drones were shot down. The US had launched airstrikes against Iran for 13 consecutive nights before US President Donald Trump ordered a pause. US diplomat Mike Waltz says that airstrikes were paused to allow room for negotiation and claimed that Iran was begging for a deal. Iran's foreign ministry has rejected these claims and says that negotiation, quote, is not in our DNA, end quote. India has ordered companies to stop labeling drinks as energy drinks. High caffeine drinks such as Red Bull, Monster, and Pepsi's Sting have been given 90 days to change their labeling, according to government sources. India's food safety regulator says that the reason for this change is because it is misleading to say these drinks give someone energy. The so-called energy drink market is expected to be worth $1.6 billion in India by 2028. Also in India, a policeman has been suspended for firing bullets into the air during recent student protests. The policeman was videoed firing rounds from an AK-47 assault rifle into the air in an effort to clear protesters. Some have accused the police of using excessive force during a recent wave of youth protests, which saw India's education minister resign at the weekend. The Americas. Honduras's former president, Juan Orlando Hernandez, has returned to Honduras after being released from a US prison. Hernandez was serving a 45-year term for drug and weapon trafficking. Hernandez was pardoned by US President Donald Trump in 2025. Hernandez will now face charges of fraud and money laundering at a court in Honduras in August. In the US, 3 people have been killed in a shooting at a food festival. The police have arrested one suspected shooter and think that the incident started when 2 people began shooting at each other. Another 4 people were injured in the incident, which took place in the city of Seattle. Europe. In France and Spain, wildfires have continued forcing people to evacuate their homes. Heat and smoke from wildfires have started to cause a special type of cloud to form called a pyrocumulonimbus. These clouds can lead to lightning strikes. Ongoing wildfires in France are the worst in 20 years and are burning 80,000 hectares of land a week. German carmaker Porsche says it will cut 1 in 5 jobs by 2035. This will amount to 9,000 job losses from Porsche's workforce of around 42,000. This announcement follows weeks of negotiations between trade unions and the company Volkswagen, which owns Porsche. Volkswagen has blamed tariffs and competition from Chinese carmakers for the planned job cuts. In the United Kingdom, new Prime Minister Andy Burnham has welcomed Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky on a state visit to the UK. Burnham has promised to support Ukraine and says that the UK will honour every commitment made to Ukraine in full.
Vladimir, you are the first leader I have welcomed in person since taking office, and that is no accident. It is intended to send a very clear message. We are with Ukraine 100%, and I will honour every commitment this country has made to Ukraine in full.
Africa. Ugandan diplomat Olara Otunu has entered the contest to become the next Secretary General of the United Nations. Otunu joins 6 other candidates to replace Antonio Guterres, who steps down from the role at the end of this year after 2 5-year terms. Voting for the new Secretary General is expected to start later this week. And Malawi has installed its first 20-megawatt battery storage system. Malawi receives a large amount of its electricity from renewable sources such as hydropower and solar. The 20-megawatt battery system, which is the first of its kind in southern Africa, outside of South Africa and Namibia, is expected to make Malawi's energy supply more resilient against climate change. That's your world news in 7 minutes. If you enjoy this podcast, please leave a rating and review in your podcast app. I'm Ben Mallett. Tomorrow you will be with Stephen Devincenzi. Have a great day.